Hello, it's Leah Simone with Intuitively Simone. Welcome back to our channel, a sacred space that is yours, mine, and divine. We have a pick a card reading for you guys today. We are going to be looking at what do you not recognize about your energy. So I'm just going to do 3 piles today. So this is pile 1. Pile 1 is Mirror with Fetch. This is number 37. I noticed that all of the cards have 3s in them, so that might be significant to someone. This is Kraken, number 3, which is Mystery. And Focus, which is Kate Sith. This is number 36. All right, so I'll put the picture for you, and I will see you at your pile. All right, so pile 1. My energy tapping into your pile, I don't know. It feels misaligned because I'm looking at these cards and it feels very beautiful and uplifting and inspiring, and even with the messaging that you have here, but the energy that I'm feeling tapping into your energy is like, I don't want to do this. And it's like, I don't know. It feels very exhausted, very depleted. This feels honestly kind of like masking. Like what I see here is, first of all, you have a lot of dual imagery. So in your Fetch card, you have 2 people that's in this card, right? And then you have the 4 of Wands, which has 2 people. I hope this is in frame. You have the 3 of Wands, which also has 2 people, and then you have the 2 of Cups, which also has 2 people, right? And then you have also the Knight of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Star. So I'll get into this in a minute, but it's what I get from this is it's pretty. And I don't mean like past pretty in a pacifying way. I mean like it's pretty, it's copacetic, it's seamless, the flow is there, the packaging is nice, it feels good, it's like the symbolism and the colors, the cards that you have, everything looks so great. It feels like this is the place that I would want to go to, like in your energy, like I would want to go in your energy. And I think that that's genuine. I don't think that you're faking that, because what you have here is inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Like you have that 100%. But then you also have this Mirror card, which is representing you for Fetch, and you have again this dual imagery, but it looks it looks kind of dark and depressive. And I mean, it looks like these people had their souls sucked right out of them, like they've been completely depleted and they're just in a darkness. That's why I say it feels like it's masking. So how is that what you don't recognize about your energy? Let me keep going and maybe it will become more clear, because I'm not sure which of the 2 is it that you don't recognize. If it's that you don't recognize that you are masking, or that you don't recognize how beautiful and inspiring your energy is. I think it's that. I feel like you don't recognize how beautiful and inspiring your energy is because inside you feel kind of depleted and drained. You might be, I don't know that this is intentional, but so for the shadow attribute, it says pursues pleasures to the detriment of help, indulge. Okay, so I said help, and what it says here is health, but the reason why that came out is because I was going to say, sometimes my brain moves faster than my words can, and this is what happens. But let me finish reading this first. It says pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expenses of others. I'm not really getting that so much at the end. I'm getting the pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. I think that has to do with like helping other people, because your energy is so, I heard embracive. It's so warm and welcoming and inspiring and embracive. And like you're a mirror. Like you see people And people see themselves in you, which can be good and bad, because they can see this creative element, they can see this beauty, they can see how they're beautiful on a soul level. I'm not talking about superficial, because if you look at most of these cards, you don't even see like a lot of the faces of these people that are on these cards. They're either turned towards each other or turned away. This is a side profile. This is the only profile. This is the only picture that is head on, and it's the star card, which represents like healing. And look how abundant and beautiful she is. It just looks like a nurturing place. Like, doesn't that look like the medicine? Like, it's like for me, the way that this is coming through is that looks like the elixir of life. Like, you're someone that can pour the elixir of life into people and revive them. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like you're like a pillar of strength. For sure, you're a pillar of strength. You have like this, you embody a goddess energy. It's very nurturing. It's safe. I think, so I have a theory that there are two kinds of safes. There's like the feminine safe and the masculine safe. And for me, the masculine safe is that like dominant, protective, very strong, powerful, like energetic barrier that's like nothing's getting past this. And then there's the feminine safe that's like, you can let down your defenses and your guards and relax and let me pour into you kind of safe. You have that feminine safe. This is not a comment on your gender. This is your energy that we're talking about. So you have a very feminine safe where people feel like they can come to you and really be their true selves, let their guards down, and it's legit safe. It's not fake. It's not a mask. I wonder if maybe they feel that because you don't really, how can I say this? Like, because I feel like there's an element where people might actually assume like there's nothing ever wrong, that you have it all together, you have it all figured out. And that, there might be an element where after so long, because it's so crazy. It's like the way that your energy is coming through. It's like, if someone were to look at you from a distance, right? You're a mirror. If someone were to look at you from a distance, they would see all of this beauty. And it's true, it's there. And then they get there and they let their guard down and it's safe and it's great and it's beautiful. But you are a mirror. So you're not going to sugarcoat. You're not going to people please. You're not going to pacify. You're not going to make amends for the sake of making amends without having like substantiality behind it. You know what I'm saying? You will actually take action towards whatever that situation is. And the same goes for your nurturance, your care, your advice, the tenderness, helping to revive people, because you are not a Band-Aid solution type of person. Someone's not going to come to you with their limbs, attached in the wrong places, and you're not going to say, well, let's just put a Band-Aid here and there. You look great. You're so beautiful. You're so perfect. Let me send you on your way. You're not that type of person. You're like, first of all, sit down, rest, because God, that must have been an exhausting journey, or that must have been an exhausting trip, or whatever it was to get to this point, and then to come here and get to me. You must be exhausted to end up in this way that you are. You must be exhausted. So before we even start to figure this out, rest. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're tired of explaining yourself. This is your energy. I'm sure you're tired of explaining yourself. I'm sure you're tired of people telling you what you need to do, not do, whatever. You're just rest. You allow people to be. Once they can get back to ground zero is what I'm hearing, then you start to go into okay, so now how the heck did your arm become your leg and your leg become your neck and your, you know what I mean? How did you get so twisted up, so discombobulated? And you don't say it with judgment. You say it with legit, you want, your aim is to help bring this person back together. And the thing is, in that, you need truth. Because if someone says to you, oh, well, my arm got to be my leg because I was playing the piano, but they weren't really playing the piano, you cannot find a solution with that, because that's not the truth of the situation. So in that, you are a mirror, and people have to see who they are. They have to face who they are. They have to come to terms with their self, with the choices that they've made thus far to get them to be the person that they are, that needs this type of nurturance, right? And you're not judging. But because you are a mirror, I think people can mistake that as you being, they think, they mislabel you as feeling like you're better than them, or they're not good enough for you, or it's like they then start to see the shadow side. That's exactly what this is. This is shadow healing. That's what you don't know about your energy, is that you are a shadow healer. So, and the thing is, like, you don't know this, and neither do other people. You have such an attractive energy. You have such an attractive energy. This is not facetious. This is not malicious. It just is. This is divinely given. Like, you were created this way divinely. It's nothing you're doing or not doing. I feel the need to say that to you because I think it's coming through that you might have like personalized your experiences as you've done something wrong or you're a bad person or whatever it is. It's just who you are. So one thing I'd like to say to you is, like, once you can recognize this, which I hope this reading helps you with that, and you can accept that, this cup is really standing out to me here at this bottom. It's coming through very luxurious. It's coming through like very luxurious. So I can never say that word, but that crystal that starts with the S, Swarovski. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll write it down and pronounce it like Hooked on Phonics. But it's coming through very much like fine crystal, and that is, I think, how people. It's like you are out of this world, a very goddess-like. Do you have the Empress? I'm surprised you don't have the Empress here. But that's how your energy is coming through. So, okay, back to what I was saying is, like, there's nothing that you're doing or not doing. It just is. It just is. You attract who you attract, and a lot of times it's people that are kind of like beat up and broken, and you have this nurturing energy. But what people don't recognize, and what maybe you don't recognize, is that the reason why you are able to have this healing energy, that you can give this elixir, that you can connect with people, that you can see them clearly, that you can offer love and warmth, and you can help them see bigger perspectives. You can help to celebrate and raise them up, their accomplishments, whoever they are, no matter how big or small. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have the ability to do all of that because you had to, one, nurture this in yourself on your own. And you have this insight, this perspective, this worldview, this ability to heal because of all that you have seen and gone through. So you've navigated this. I'm hearing, through the fire, through the living, like you've gone through the fire. This card, first of all, is so freaking beautiful. But if you look at this mountain, it looks like a journey. Like you traveled from beyond whatever is there, and people only see the beauty of it. Like, oh wow. You know what I mean? Like that's where you came from, but they don't know what's behind that mountain. They don't know what's on the other side of that. You know, it could be darkness for all they know. It could be fire, it could be hell. But it's like there's a lot of mountain imagery or like beyond type imagery, because you have here, it's like what's behind or where is he traveling from. I hope this is in frame. And then this one, I know this is the moon, but it looks like a tunnel, like, you know what I mean? And then also like with this Four of Wands, it's like what's behind this fog, where are they going, where are they traveling into? It's kind of like that. But okay, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. So I said that to say, that's what people don't recognize about about your story, about your ability, because the other thing that's coming through is like you may receive a lot of like envy, or people who you might not know this directly. I'm getting that you might not know this directly, but there's a lot of envy around you about what you do. And I don't mean like what you do as far as like what your job is, or, you know, I mean just what you do in your personness, as Just the Chaos, which would say in your you-ness, in the you that is you. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just like how you have conversations, your body language, your posture, the way that you can connect with various people. I'm seeing like any age group, you know, the way that you can connect with various people, any type of culture, how you're able to find a commonality and not for the sake of just being like, oh, you like that? I like that too. It's not it's general interest, because you have such how do I say this? I want to say like you have such an expansive life. And that can go both ways. Expansive in the sense that like explored and experienced the depths and darkness that life has to offer, and you've experienced the beauty. So I noticed that you have wands and cups here. I'm not seeing any pentacles and any swords. So that may be an area that you're not the most adept at. Like maybe you've seemed to master like emotions and passions, and I want to say like the relational experiences of life, how you relate to a circumstance, how you relate to a perspective, how you relate to a person, how you relate to energy, how you relate to like worldviews. Do you know? I feel like you've mastered that. Did I say how you relate to emotions, to your passions, how you go after things? I feel like you've really, I just heard engulfed. Maybe like you've engulfed yourself in that. I don't know. You've really like taken that on and allowed yourself to, I don't know why I'm struggling with words exactly. Like I feel like I'm struggling with words. You're like me, where it's like I feel like you can feel it, you know it, you can sense it, feel it, you can, but maybe putting it to words sometimes I think is not always your best. Maybe, but if it's like something that you're passionate about, you know, if it's that want energy, then it will probably come out like fire. But otherwise, I feel like you're a very sensual person. I know this is like what you don't recognize about yourself. So this is probably these are all probably things you don't recognize. You're a very sensual person. And I don't mean sensual can include like in an intimate, romantic way too. But I mean senses in the sense of like your actual senses, how things feel against your body, on your skin, as far as like temperature, clothing, the energetic environment, pillows, blankets. Do you like furry, soft, a firm bed, a soft bed, warmer temperatures, colder temperatures? Would you rather have your foot in the mud or would you rather have your feet in the ocean? Like it's like in the lake. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, would you have it in water or would you have it in mud? It's that type of thing. The foods that you eat, you know what I mean? Like, do you have any aversions to food or any textures? The smells, do you like a lot of smell goods? It's like that. Like you are a very sensual type of person in that way. You do like the finer things in life. And I think that you treat yourself, when you're able to. You certainly would. And the way that you define finer things it's not superficial. Sure, yes, you enjoy nice clothing, nice jewelry, some expensive things here, name brand, sure. For you, fine living is freedom, is being able to, again, look at how she looks so fucking abundant in this picture. She has her fruits, her hair is long and luscious. It looks like there's a nice breeze. It's fresh air that she's in. She's surrounded by live plants. She's in the earth. She's just relaxing, doing what she wants. There's no pressure. There's no time constraint. There's no stress of, well, I have to rush and hurry and do this. It's just present moment. That is your definition of luxury. That is how you define luxury. Can I be present in the moment and enjoy and indulge? No matter what it is, whether you're eating fruits or for some of you guys, I'm also getting in a sexual capacity as well. Like, can I be present in the moment and indulge without having to judge myself or worrying about if anyone's judging or judging others? It's just in the moment. Like, what else do you not recognize about your energy? I think I have to sneeze, you guys. Hold on. It's like, okay, well, I guess it went away. It was like right on the cusp. It was about to come out. And then I started talking and then it stopped, which is significant. I feel like there's something. I think that there's like, this is coming through. There might be an energy that wants to come through and talk to you. And something about that, like as soon as they're about to, I don't know, you speak. That sounds weird. I don't know. That sounds weird. Maybe they're watching you. Maybe it's like you say something. I'm not sure. I don't know. But it's like they're about to, and then it's like it's right there, and then something interrupts it. I don't want to, I mean, do what, I don't know. I don't know what this is, or I don't know to advise you to do or not do. I don't really know. That just was a side thing that was coming through. This star card is really standing out to me, especially these two pillars. This is coming through as like a romantic card, honestly, like a love thing. I feel like there's someone trying to make their way into this reading. They're trying to like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, talk about me. You know? There's someone's definitely looking at you for sure, 100%. In amazement, and they want to make an offer to you. This is a side note that's coming through. They want to make an offer to you, and they want to make an offer of like equality. And what I mean by that is like reciprocity, you know, giving you what you deserve, because they know that you would hands down would give that and beyond and beyond. They are seeing you as this star energy. I heard Empress energy, and honestly, I'm getting that vibe as well. But she looks very Empress-like in this card. Very goddess-like. So sensual, so sexy, so classy, so timeless. So powerful and healing and nurturing, and like this is goddess energy, man. But someone is like, it's like they want to make an offer, but almost like they're cloaking themselves. I don't know what that's about. It's like, because I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, this is coming through kind of like a secret admirer, to be honest with you. But okay, this is not a love reading, so let's get back to you, group number 1. That is honestly like pretty much what I have for you. I know this was like kind of a quick reading. I was totally expecting it to be longer, but I'm not mad at it though. So, let me see if anything else is coming through. What else do you not recognize about your energy? Something's coming through about like your being able to, how can I say this? Like turning on and off this mirroring effect. I don't know if you're like wondering if that's something that you can turn on and off, or like if you can control it or something like that. I want to say yes. And the way that you can is basically depending on how much you interact with a person, but also like how authentic or how fake you want to be. Do you know what I mean? Like the more that you are authentically you, the more powerful your mirroring ability is. But the more you just kind of like go along with what someone is saying or go along with the crowd, it's you're not so much a mirror to them. You are then intentionally reflecting back to them what it is that they want to see. So they're not seeing their self, they're seeing what they want to see. Do you know what I mean? So if you like cereal and someone that you're talking to hates cereal, they prefer soup, and they were like, oh my God, I love soup. And then you were like, soup is my favorite. It's the best. And they were like, yeah, I can't stand cereal. And you're like, yeah, to hell with cereal. You're showing them what they want to see. So that's a way of like stepping out of your mirror. Do you know what I'm saying? And so if that's a thing that you want to do, I guess then that's how you would do it. But the more that you are authentic in yourself, that was such a mundane example, by the way, like the whole soup and cereal thing. Apply that to more significant dynamics in a relationship type of topics that you would have. So like things that matter. I don't know, how worldviews or something. Because to be a mirror is to show someone their self, and if a person is not aware of their self and they're not comfortable exploring their self, it can be pretty triggering. And I feel like that's what you recognize, but maybe you don't know why. Like, why do I seem to trigger people? Why do people seem to get so annoyed with me? Why do I always tend to seem to say the wrong thing or whatever? It's not you. You are being completely authentically yourself. You're beautiful. You are a goddess. You're healing energy. You're copacetic. Take time for yourself though, because I feel like, oh, I don't know if I said my thought earlier about like helping people, because the shadow attributes, it says pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, and the way that that's coming through is like help is what I said, where it's like you like to help people, and that's not a bad thing. But you know, when you constantly give of your cup and you're not receiving, because if these people are not, if they're coming to you to heal, you know what I mean? And they're not, so whatever, I think that's pretty clear. If you're not receiving in whatever way, your cup is not being filled, whether it's from what you're doing, whether it's from a partner, whether it's from your own hobbies or your support system, friend groups, whatever, if you're not being healed, I was gonna say if your cup's not being poured into, but I guess if you're not being healed also, then you can start to really look like this, like your soul is being sucked out of you. And I hope this is in frame. I know I say that all the time, but okay, so I have names. So let's just, for some additional confirmation, if you're not sure if this is for you or not, let's get a couple names. I'm not gonna do the tray. So I'm just gonna see like what falls out, and then we'll go from there. Sorry if you guys can hear the upstairs neighbor. They're like on a rolly chair. Sounds like thunder, but it's not. Yeah, let's do like, that might be kind of a lot actually. I like them better when they just fall out on their own. All right, I feel like that's quite a bit, right? Okay, so let me get these cards up, you guys. Ooh, these, I kind of actually got a lot of names. So we might be here for a little bit. All right, so here is some additional confirmation. This is, if your name is not listed here, that's okay, because this is just additional confirmation. All right, so we have Xavier, Sergio, Teddy, Marco. Do you guys need to see the names, or if I read it, is it okay? Marley, Tequeta, Ivy, Whitney, Emmanuel. I'm just going to read them. Jeffrey, Trenton, Ahmet, Petunia, Farron, Catherine, John, Hunter, Camilla, Zeth, Travis, Miranda, Crystal, Delaney, Elvis, Rico, Janice, Dwight, Denise, Mallory, Drew, Preston, Vladimir, Keisha, Ian, Bryson, Yasmin, Princess, Kushbu, Isaiah, Lee, Caroline, Zoe, Courtney, Jarrell, Shelby, Linda, Summer, Jackson, Tabitha, Harper, Jill, Sandra, Jody, Latanya, Omar. Am I yelling at you guys? Hilton, Edwin. I was like, go back to that voice. Corbin, Javier, Daniel, Diego, Charlotte, and Autumn. So that may be your name or a name associated to you if you have a less common name. But that's what I have for you, Group 1. So I hope that resonated. If it did, please comment down below, like, and subscribe to the channel. If you like my reading style and my content, feel free to let me know in the comments, you guys, what types of readings that you guys would like. Because honestly, that's the hardest part about doing this, is figuring out what type of questions to ask and what type of readings that you guys want to hear. I know there's a pretty big focus on love, and I don't mind doing that, but I don't want it. I don't want it. There are so many tarot readers that do love readings, and I think that's great, but I think that it's also wonderful to know thyself. right? Because ultimately that's how we attract the love that we want, is when we align ourselves with whatever it is that we want instead of focusing on the other person. So that's what I have. Thank you so much for being here, Group 1, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. So, group 2, what do you not recognize about your energy? First of all, you are so committed to whatever it is that you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing. And it's so it's so focused. Did I say that? It's so focused, your energy. Okay, you have here pioneer, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. And that's totally what I'm getting from your energy. But the thing is like you're in your own zone, and you're not broadcasting whatever it is that you're doing. It's very mysterious, and it just kind of, it's like it pops up when it pops up. So whatever you're working on, like the way that I'm seeing it is like batches of cookies or something, like you're working on various cookie types and no one knows, but it's just like you pop up and you're like, boom, here, your first batch is done. You know what I mean? And then you offer it to whomever is around. And then it's for them to enjoy or whatever. And then you're like, as they're taste testing that, you're back in the kitchen and you're focusing or whatever. And it's like, boop, the second batch is done. And I want to be clear though, because you have the shadow attribute is compulsive need to keep moving on. That's not how this feels, because it's like in your mind, if we're using this cookie analogy, in your mind, it's like you have 5 different cookies that you got the recipe for, maybe in a dream or something or whatever, and you want to try and you want to master them. It's like you're focused on that. It's not like, let me hurry up and get these cookies out so I can then learn to bake cakes or, make tables or, learn whatever. It's not that. You're not moving on. It doesn't come through that way. It's very focused and it's very present moment. It's so great. Okay, because you have the hangman here. All right, so you have the King of Swords, the hangman, the high priestess, the 2 of wands, the King of coins, and the 2 of swords. You have 2 twos and 2 kings here, and then 2 major arcana. 2 might be very significant. This is very balanced. Yes, 2, like duality. This is very balanced. This is a very good balance of masculine and feminine energy, and by that I mean like intuitive and structured. Do you know what I'm saying? So, where there are some people that's like, well, this is the plan and this is the path and this is what we should be following because this is how it was said to be done and we need to follow these rules and regulations and these structures. There's some people that's like that. And then there are some people that are on the polar opposite side where they're just like, no, I'm just going to, see where life takes me and it's all good. We don't need to, like, very hippie-ish, and I'm not judging one way or the other. You have aspects of both within you. You have the hangman and the high priestess here. You also have the 2 of wands and the 2 of swords. So I feel like you have a good balance. I'm hearing stop and go. It's like you have a good balance. So someone might receive this. What I was going to say is you have a good balance of knowing when to give a little, when to give, and then when to pull back. When to give and when to pull back. This is not mind game energy. This is self-preservation energy. This is to get you into this King of coins, King of swords. And by that, I mean very clear, decisive, action-oriented. It's kind of like stepping outside of your emotions. You don't have any cups cards here. This is a very logical, thought-oriented process that's influenced by your intuition and I want to say your money. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like very practical. Like when to cut things. You might be like, I'm hearing like an investor. You might be very good at like investing, stocks, bonds, that type of like risk taking thing. And it's very focused energy. It's very focused energy, but not it's like, yeah, man, because look at Pioneer. You have this a very, like, the thought process of it. It's a light bulb, but it's like the light bulb inside of it is a heart. So it's like you love this mind work. That's who you are. And it's very mysterious because I don't think that you share a lot of your ideas with many people, because I feel like there's an element, the way that it's coming through is that your ideas are so unique to you. They're unique in general, but they're also like unique to your own, like, what it's like how do I describe this? It's a love. This is like hustler mentality. Like the love of the hustle. The problem solving, like, I gotta do this. Is a person that you're busy, but not for the sake of being busy. This isn't like you know what I mean? Like that energy that's like, I have a lot to do just for the sake of saying I have a lot to do, but you're not really getting anything done. It might not seem like that from the outside to other people, because there's this mystery about you where you may not say all the things that you have going on. You know, like you keep some stuff to yourself and it works out well for you, because you just pop up and the next thing you know, you're like, boom, I'm the king of coins in this piece. You know what I'm saying? And and this man looks established, like he's been there for a minute. Like he looks aged, and that's not a comment on your age. It's just saying like he looks aged, like fine wine. You know what I mean? Like he's seasoned. This is the person you want to go to. You are the person that you want to go to ask about these things. I'm really getting like financial endeavors. Very like structured thought process, logic oriented, but the way that the way that you go about it or have gone about it, it is intuitive. It's like, okay, I'm getting so excited that now I'm like tripping over my words. So sorry, let me reel it back in. I'm getting so excited for me, because this, to me, this is incredible. I would love to have a conversation with you, group 2, because the way that your mind works and your interest and like you're okay, because you have passion for doing and creating what has not been done. It's like the way that you go about things is similar to, I'm not a person that like follows the rules, right? But how do I describe this? It's like the way that I feel about your energy is same but different. Where it's like the way that you go about doing things, I could totally relate to. What you choose to do is a new realm for me. Not to make this, sorry if I'm making this about me, but what I'm trying to say is like, I find this very fascinating, very intriguing, because this isn't like, I think that it's commonly thought that like stockbrokers and accountants and finance people or whatever are so boring and like hoity-toity, and they sit up on the and they think they're so smart than everybody else. And yes, that is typically true, I guess, for the most part. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of interactions, but your energy is not like that. Your energy is so dynamic and mysterious, and like you just have a different way of seeing things. And it includes intuitive. That's the dynamic. That's the interesting, intriguing part, because, again, a lot of people that are like logic minded oriented are very like follow the rules, stay in the square, very structured oriented. We have to do it like this, and this was the rule, and that. And you're not like, it's like you have a respect for that, but you're like, I don't know. I'm just seeing someone that's like, I know a way we can do that's more efficient, or like that I have this idea that instead of doing it this tried and true way that's kind of boring and it takes long and it doesn't really yield these results, if we make these kind of changes, then we can amp up, the yield. I'm just seeing this. So I'm seeing someone like, honestly, like in an office setting, late night, like eating Chinese food, working their numbers, putting their ideas out, like super excited. Not this boring, like I gotta crunch these numbers and get this report in. No, this is the type of person that they're so passionate about what they're doing. And I feel the energy. I'm getting excited. So excuse me if my tone and my demeanor is starting to become like very amped up, but it's like, I find it fascinating. Like, I just want to be like, what's going on in your mind? Like, I feel so like I could be here forever. So I guess that's what you don't know about your energy. I don't know how you cannot. So I don't know how you cannot. So to summarize that, what you don't recognize about your energy is that you have a very good blend of masculine and feminine energy, of being able to take action, be decisive, be stable, and incorporate, your this element of intuition, of kind of like knowing when to make the move. It's like, well, the calendar says that we should do it on the third Thursday of the month, and you're like, yeah, but trust me on this one, like, we should do it tomorrow or something. You know what I mean? And it's like, you may not even have a rhyme or reason, or maybe you do, I don't know. It's just, but a lot of it feels like instinctive. And also the way you go about what, I feel like I can be here describing you forever. Okay, what else? What else do you not know about your energy? Or what do you not recognize about your energy? Honestly, this Two of Swords is really standing out. And I feel like I want to... Okay, hold on, actually. I feel like I want to, like, get a card to clarify it real quick. Okay, so what's coming through was, I just heard, like, I don't need nobody. And then I heard no new friends. I feel like what you also don't recognize about your energy is when, like, other people can contribute towards, honestly, the way that it's coming through is that, like, other people can contribute towards this idea or project or whatever it is, and you are, like, shut it down because I think that you think that these people are not smart enough. I feel like you meet a lot of people and you're like, oh, they wouldn't get it. Based on their conversation or something like that. Maybe, I think for a good majority, that's true. But I'm just getting that there's like, I just heard a couple people in the pocket. Maybe that's how you talk. Like, there's a couple people in the pocket, or that you can keep in the pocket, that, like, they would be solid on your team. They don't have to be active, because now this king, it's just kind of like in the pocket. Yeah, like, if maybe you're struggling to find a different perspective, if maybe you hit a wall, a roadblock, it's just like fresh new eyes or fresh new idea. And then what I'm also getting is, like, the way that it's coming through is, okay, hear me out, group 2, because I think that you're going to, like, immediately reject this. The way that the spirit is giving me is, like, it's the person that you wouldn't think that would have the idea. Like, it's the person that's more creative, that's not so logic-minded, that maybe doesn't have experience in whatever this is, stock, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Maybe the person that is more intuitive than they are logic-minded, that's going to have the ideas. And it's not even going to be like, all right, it's going to be a conversation. And this person may say something like, well, what about this? Or have you tried that? Or they might ask you a question is what I'm getting. Like, you're just talking. You're just venting about your day. Or not even venting, but you're just having a conversation. Like, yeah, I had this idea. And you're just talking it through. And, like, I don't know, maybe this person might ask you a question about your process that you just never thought of, because you're just so used to being in this process. You don't think outside of your process, which is totally understandable. And it's like the question that this person asks you, genuinely trying to understand, is going to, like, flip a light bulb for you, where you're going to be like, I love you. You're a genius. Thank you. And then that person's going to be like, so are you going to answer my question? Like, it's like that, you know what I mean? Where it's totally unexpected. It's like that person in the pocket. They don't, it's like, I feel like, because for you, I feel like you're like, no, this is solo dolo. Like, I got this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that I want, like, a team of people or anything like that. And it's like, this person is not trying to be like, cut me in. It's not that. Whoever this energy is, they're just around in the pocket. I keep hearing in the pocket, like they're in the pocket. So whatever that means to you, I kind of want to say, like, not in the pocket is in, like, don't take advantage of them. It's not that. It's not this person's like, I'm just going to shove them away in the pocket and then only pull them out when I need them. It's just like, they're in the pocket. Like, they're there, they're around, you engage with them, you interact with them on other levels. Maybe outside of business they're around, but you have conversations with them about business or what. This is coming through, again, very, like, businessy, very stock, finance, like, this is very business, taxes, all that financial shit. Sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Again, finances are not, that's not my lane. That's not my lane. So I'm sorry. So I said that to say, I know me. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I know me. But I said that to say, back to you, pile two. Focus, Aaliyah. All right, got it. I said that to say, this is not to take advantage of this person. It's just like, it's the unsuspecting person. So Spirit's saying, like, be open-minded. You know, you have your hangman here. You know, let's be open-minded. Let's trust your intuition. Just have the regular conversation. You know, interact with this person. Don't, without, it's like, I don't know. I'm just getting that you would be surprised. If you would let your guard down a little bit and maybe like open yourself up to having the conversation with one or two trusted people that you know, not necessarily even like looking for a solution, or you can, you know how to govern yourself. But yeah, so that is the other thing, is that like this kind of blocked off energy to like letting people in or working with anyone else. I feel like this is coming from something like a past experience that you had that put you off, that you're like, I think I just heard I'm not getting effed over again. Like, I think that you were coming out of a situation dealing with money where somebody like had control over your finances, or they had an influence to be able to control. Like, this could even be like a boss that had the ability to fire you, and then suddenly you're like, how am I going to make money? It could be even something like that. But you're like, it's coming through very like, nah, I got me. Entrepreneur type energy. Yeah, like stocks, bond investing, stuff where you can kind of like rely on financial independence, financial freedom. Yeah, that's totally, this is how your energy is coming through, which is dope for you. I love that. But yeah, so that's that's a thing that's coming through. Kind of like open yourself up to, maybe even if you start off just like light conversation with someone trusted. Okay, so the shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. There's just a warning to enjoy the moment and not like, okay, let me do this and the next. Now it's like that. How am I trying to say this? Like, recognize that if you find yourself feeling like you need to do the next thing, that might be a good hint to recognize that it's time for like some self-reflection, introspection, to do more things to care for yourself, because that starts to dip into, this is the shadow attribute, this starts to dip into, you know, I'm not good enough, or I need to achieve, or I need this, I need this external thing in order to feel successful, or whatever it is. And that's not true. So you want to make sure that you're always operating from, well, do what you do, but it's suggested to operate from passion for doing and creating what has not been done, from that passionate place. If you start to do it now because if it starts to turn into like, I'm trying to do this thing so I can say I did it and I got it done, and it's not a passion anymore, it's now just about getting it done and checking that mark to move on to the next thing, or whatever the reasoning is, then that's a sign that you need more time to yourself for enjoyment, self-care, vacation, doing the things that you like to put you back in this passionate energy, right? So it doesn't feel like an obligation. So that's what I have. Oh, names. Let's see. All right, so I'm not going to get the tray, but I am going to get a couple names. So this is just going to be additional confirmation. If your name does not come out, that's okay. It doesn't mean that this isn't for you. It just means that your name didn't come out. And this could be your name or name associated to you. Oopsies. A couple of these papers are falling. Oh, wow. Okay, that's way too many. So let me put a couple of these back, because I did not realize that many fell out. Wow. That's a lot of you guys here, huh? Yeah, right. Hold on a second. Also, if you guys like this reading, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all the things. Share it, whatever. I mean, I guess that, should I read all of these? This feels like a lot. I'm actually going to put like a couple of these back. Okay. Okay. So, all right. We have Leah, Aurelio, Mario, Yami, Kinga, Dwayne, Cleo, Raphael, Aurora, Cookie, Mick, Tracy, Alexander, Jimmy, Harper, Natalie, Leo, Dania, Viola, Javi, Andrew, April, Cheyenne, Nathaniel, Carolina, Alana or Elena, Kushbu, Edgar, Logan, Adele, Selena, Ryder, Marco, Lincoln, Melinda, Omar, Guy, Christina, Mikkel, Charlotte, Owen, Quinn, Rohit, Carlos, Olive, Deontay, Danielle, Gustavo, Katerina, Denise, I almost said Desiree, so maybe Desiree, Jocelyn, Lino, Axel, Ian, Yvette, Malachi, Hendrix, Judge, Stacy, Othello, Brooklyn, Marcellus, Hope, Craig, Alvin, Maurice, Kelly, Prue, Ronald, Daryl, almost done, you guys, Avery, Shelby, Micah, Angela, Tammy, Aurora. Oh, I think I have Aurora twice. Didn't I say that already? Okay. Who else? Precious, Petunia. Precious Petunia. Rhett, Adeline, Elmer, Priyanka, Morgan, Cheryl, Myra, Shirley, Eli, Geoff, Jamie, Ernesto or Ernest, Mamie, Pernell, Ahmed, Ashton, Prince, Maria, Gilbert, Ethan, and Gentry. So that is what I have for you, group 2. So I hope that did resonate. And, oh, one more name, Travis. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. So, group number 3. What do you not recognize about yourself? Okay, so for starters, you have a lot of cards that are here in reverse. Only one of these cards is upright, which is the King of Swords. I feel like you're not recognizing how you're not recognizing your determination and your ability to be decisive and action oriented. It's kind of coming through as like self-doubt. Your card that you have here is strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Yes. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. I feel like you have not recognized how much progress you've made, and I feel like it's kind of made you grumpy because like it's like it's it's kind of all right, hold on. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm saying like a million times. Let me get my words together. Let me get my words together. I'm like, I kind of, all right, Leah, focus. This is not about you. I want to tell you, like, you're doing great. I think what you don't recognize about your energy is that you are doing great. Like, you are more than what you are giving yourself credit for. You're more decisive and disciplined and I want to say like structured and organized than you think you are. And there's this demeanor about you that's coming off kind of like grumpy because it feels like I don't know if you're focusing on like what like the issues that you have within yourself. Okay, so let me get to these cards. You have the Three of Swords in reverse, the Hangman. I just heard, like, I think you might have broken someone's heart. And there's like a focus on that. And then you have the Hangman. So there's a focus on like, you need, it's like, it's not enough. Like your worldview or the way you see things or the way you see the world or what you believe or whatever, like it's not good enough. It's not expansive enough. It's not, this feels like someone that's measuring their self against someone else. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, where it feels like you're overthinking the thing, like the seeds that you've planted or the things that you've done or not done. It feels almost like you're questioning, did I do enough? Did I not do enough? It's more so like, I feel like you didn't do enough. Maybe back in the past, like, oh, I feel it's this energy of like, I should have done this and I should have done that. You have the Hierophant in reverse. And for this, it's kind of coming through where it's like, I think you're questioning, this feels like, I almost want to say like an identity crisis or like a midlife crisis where you're questioning, this is an ego death. That's what you don't recognize about your energy. You're going through an ego death and you're so intently focused on it. But it's like, yeah, okay. Because it's heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. So that's what you're going through, is that you're conquering the ego. Okay, so yes, in an ego death, there's a period where we tend to feel beat the F up. And everything that we've ever stood for, it seems like it's no longer valuable or viable. And so at that point, we're like, well, then who the fuck are we? What do we have to offer? Like, what good are we almost? It's kind of that sort of energy. But that's where you are. So it's coming across. So now there's a lot of doubt. But you're the King of Swords, homie. Like this is a very decisive, action-oriented, I know what I want and I'm going to go after it. I'm going to speak up on it. Like this is a very controlled, masculine energy. And when I say controlled, I don't mean someone else is controlling them. I mean like they are not easily swayed off their path. You know, if they focus. If they set their sights on something and they're going to go after it, they're going to go after it. If someone comes in and says, hey, you know, that's not a thing you should be doing because that's not cool. Like this person like your energy before, when you go after something, you've committed it. You've committed yourself to it. It's like you've thought it through. This is what you're not recognizing about your energy. Yeah, because you're not giving yourself enough credit, which is not okay. I'm not judging you. I'm saying that because this is the part of the journey that you're in. Rebuilding. This is rebuilding. Yes, and you're so intent on that. Okay, so what you're not recognizing about your energy is where your focus is. You're focusing, all of these should be turned, I don't want to say all of these, but it's like you're focusing on what you've done wrong, the issues. You know what I mean? Like where you've lacked or where you're not enough or where you're not this. It's time to rebuild and like pull into ourselves. I almost want to, that's so crazy because you've got like the most cards. There was like a handful of cards. I'm just going to take these top that wanted to fall out. And I started to grab them like as clarifiers. And I was like, no, I got to stop doing that shit. I really got to stop doing that. But I said no and talked myself out of it. Well, I didn't talk myself out of it. I was like, yeah, there's not enough room. So anyways, let me get those. I feel like, should I reshuffle? Yeah, Four of Pentacles. I feel like you're like guarding yourself, guarding your heart. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it's like you're slow to make an offer. Where you used to be decisive, I feel like now you're questioning yourself. And The Hangman. Okay, but you have the Star card to clarify that. So it's like this feels like a spiritual activation where you're getting in touch with yourself. You're healing these core wounds and your perspectives, the way that you did see things. Like you're following that to its root to figure out like, okay, I did used to view this situation in this way or whatever. Why is that? And then you're following it to a root in order to heal that, so you can so that you can pull yourself out of these limiting beliefs, whether that's about yourself, and a lot of this may be about yourself, honestly, whether that's about yourself or other people in the way that you see them. The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of reflection about like your choices in the past to just kind of like move, not really sit with the consequences of anything or even to reflect after. This is giving me very much like, oh well, move on. Oh well, move on. Oh well, move on. Like something happens. Oh well, move on. It's like, okay, this might be related to relationships where I'm getting like, you just say the thing and it's very like direct and cutthroat and you don't really care. This is how you were maybe in the past. You say the thing, it's very direct and cutthroat and you don't really care how it breaks anyone's heart, because for you, you're like, mine's fine. That has nothing to do with me. And I know what I know, so I don't care to see their side of it or whatever, and I don't care. It doesn't matter how much time I put in or didn't, like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of energy, like non-committal, and then the Ten of Wands in reverse. Like, that's not my problem. That's how your energy was in the past. And so I think you've recognized that about yourself. That's what's come. That's definitely what this is. An ego death. Yeah, you've recognized about that about yourself and decided you didn't like that. So now you're doing something different. Kudos to you, group 3. And then you have strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Yeah, so you're sticking through it. It's painful. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. The Hierophant in reverse, and then you have the Six of Pentacles here to clarify that. This is like the way that you view, this is really coming through in a relational aspect. So if this is not romantic relationship, this could actually even be in family dynamics, where you've been in family dynamics where maybe you've said things or to other like family members, and you're recognizing how that might have been like harmful, and you just were kind of like, oh well, and brushed it off and didn't really, acknowledge it. Like, you might be a person that has a hard time apologizing. You're like, oh well, it's in the past. It's no use in revisiting that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, so what I was saying was like, this seems like a realization of your relationships, where in the past I think that you kind of didn't really want to come. It was a power dynamic. It was a power play. I don't know why I just cut that. I didn't mean to, but Two of Cups. Well, I mean, it was in, okay, anyways. Sorry about that noise if you heard that. Let me go back to this really quick though. What I was saying is, because this is so fucking beautiful the way that this ends. I actually really truly love this for you. Okay, so with the way that you were relating to people, and it's like, I feel like it wasn't the way that you engaged in relationships. It was like a power play. So as long as you had the upper hand, as long as you were the person on top, as long as you were the person that was superior, the person that was giving, the person that people came to, as long as you were able to manage that, then you felt good. But the second that you had to be the person, or the second that people stopped coming to you, it kind of like hit your ego. And there's a realization that has to change, and that it's okay that so this is reminding me of a quote that I channeled, or that like through meditation, which was basically saying that at any point in our lives, we can learn something from someone and teach something to someone at any point. And that's true for everybody. So even if you're at a point in your life where you're receiving from someone, you still have the ability to teach someone else something. You know what I mean? Or even that same person, something of a different arena, And that doesn't make one more superior or less superior. It doesn't make one superior or inferior. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just, that's called collaboration. And I feel like you're recognizing that, where like the way that you traditionally viewed relationships was like a hierarchy, So, okay, but what the way that this is ending is like you're putting this burden down in order to Two of Cups, man, to like follow, to harmonize, to choose. It's like healing, because you have the Star card here, healing these limited beliefs and breaking out of this ego so that you can align yourself with the thing that's higher vibrational that chooses you. It's the Two of Cups. This is a very loving card, but it's loving, and it's like, this is finding your, I just heard soul contract, so I don't know, maybe that's the thing, maybe like a twin flame or something, but I don't know. But this is like finding your person, your equal, your divine counterpart, and you guys are choosing each other. This card, this is totally giving me unconditional love. Like, that's what you're working towards. That's what you don't realize about your energy, is that I like that's the progress that you've made. That's what you don't realize about your energy, is that you've made that much progress. You made that much progress. Like, first of all, the recognition and the awareness, that's huge. That is so major. I'm not just blowing smoke, group 3. That's so major. Yes, we have to work on integrating that, but that's a lifelong process. Most people can't even take the time or have the courage to look at themselves, to see these things about themselves, let alone figure out why they was there to begin with and then make changes towards it. But that's where you've gotten. This is where you are. That's what you don't recognize about your energy. And this is beautiful. I'm like, I feel the need to tell you, like, I'm not blowing smoke. Because why do I need to tell you that? Because I feel like you're so focused on like how much more you have to go, or how much more you have to do. You know, how much more healing, or how much growth, or how much more like money you have to make, or how much more. You have so much major arcana here. Well, let me not be dramatic. You have the Hierophant, the Hangman, and you have the Star card. 3 major arcana. So yes, and then healing that's so huge. You are healing your worldview, man. And not just your worldview, but your view of like family, of self. This is totally giving me spiritual activation. Kudos to you. That's not an easy thing. I mean, you probably know that by now. I don't have to tell you. But the thing to remember, though, is that like you're still the King of Swords. This guy is like propped up high on his mountain. He's on top of the world. He's got the wisdom of the crow up there, you know, speaking with him, guiding with him. He's got this, well, that kind of looks like a pterodactyl, so who knows what time frame this is. But there's like a dragonfly in here, which represents fast transformation. His hair is, you know, nice and, I don't know if I would say that's peppered or whatever, but it shows wisdom. Listen, this man is actually kind of sexy in this card. That's how your energy is coming through. It's very sexy. It's so confident. He's like, you can tell that he's lived a life. He knows some things. Your energy is coming through kind of quiet. Like, maybe you might not say a whole bunch of stuff all the time. Maybe that's where you are, right? Like, you know what I mean? At this particular, I don't know. Maybe you might not say a whole bunch of stuff all the time. But it's like, man, when you speak, what you have to say. And then you have the owl, of course, down here, which is super wise. Surrounded by all these beautiful flowers and nature. There's like a softness about you. This feather that's around his wrist, the right wrist, which is the masculine energy for me. It's like, anyways, there's just a lot of like clean air. It's just refreshing. This energy feels like, it's powerful. It's like, man, this person knows something. This person has been like, it's this, I'm hearing like when this person speaks, like, shh, listen. Because I'm kind of like, this person, they're not going to repeat themselves. They're not going to say it more than once, and they're not going to speak loudly. So you got to listen if you want that gem. That's how this is coming through. This is incredible. This is incredible. And I so sincerely love that for you. This is what you have given up or are giving up. Trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others, especially indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. That's what I was saying before, where it was like, There was no, it was like, oh well, move on. Oh well, move on. There was no like, let me stop and assess, you know. And if you did, it wasn't for long periods of time. And then it was just kind of like, let me assess how I can get back on top, or how I can get what I want, or how I can kind of like brush this under the rug or pacify this situation, you know? So that's incredible. I supremely love that for you. Oh, I almost forgot. I have some names, you guys. So let me put these cards up, and then we'll get some names for additional confirmation. If your name does not come out, that's okay. If this resonates, still take it. It's still for you. This is just, again, additional confirmation, because I think that it's cool. When, I don't know, it just feels a little more personal to me. If you guys do want personal readings, I didn't tell this to anybody else, but if you guys do want personal readings, my wait list is open. So you can send me an email at intuitivelysimone@gmail.com. I was almost not sure if that was even my thing. And just put in the subject personal reading wait list and your name in the body, and then I will reply with a confirmation and additional information of what you need to know. But you can check the community page right now. I still have that that little promotion going on for the wait list. So you have your option of a yes or no question, where I explain why you ask your question. I'll get the yes or no, and then ask Spirit why. At $7, you can ask one question, which is $20, or you can ask two questions, which is $33. So I'll have that pricing for a little bit longer, you guys, if you're interested. All right, let me get a couple more. I think I like doing the names at the end. What do you guys think? Ooh, that's quite a bit, huh? All right. So, let's see. All right, we have LaDonna, Mackenzie, Franklin, Kia, Alexis, Luke, Adele. You probably cannot see them, but should I get closer? I didn't do this for any other pile, so you special pile tree. All right, Tracy, Taj, Gordon, Cyrus, Lucas, Malachi, Prue. Malachi came out for the last pile too. Chelsea, Declan, Charlotte came out for all three piles. Tiana, Carla. Charlotte's really going through it. Charlotte really doesn't know very much about herself. No disrespect, Charlotte. Latasha, Pruitt, Emmanuel. Let me see. Hundley, Ethan, Dalton. Okay, Georgia, Bethany, Webb, Jean. You guys need to see these. Riot, Edelyn, Adeline, Ahmet. Hold on. Carter, Matthew, Kendrick, Russell, Mia, Timothy, Caroline, Wyatt, Trenton. I hope you can see these. Janisha, June, Lee, Newton, Audrey, Belinda, Leslie, Monica, Aileen, Ishmael. Okay. Viswanith, Rio, Melanie, Rico, Jonah, Isabella, Maggie, Blaine, Rebecca. I feel like my voice is starting to get annoying. I'm sorry if it is. I have a couple more, you guys. I'm almost done. All right, Brett, Kelly, Kylie, Faith, Tony. I don't actually even know if you guys can, if I'm holding this in the camera. I hope I am. Miranda. This whole time, like, I don't even know if I'm holding these names up where you can see them. Josue, Alicia, Logan, Preston, Edward, Jen with one N, Takoya, Victoria, Seth, Reagan, Michael, Gemma, Ivana, Leonardo, Wesley, Clarice, and Blake. That is, oh, nope, just kidding. Edward and Taj. That is what I have for you, Group 3. So if this did resonate, please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.